Good morning, and thank you so much for starting the new day with us. This is Ogun State Television's news at 7. I am Bolaji Sampson. Ogun State Governor Prince Abeokuta, Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Egbetoku, and other eminent Nigerians have felicitated the 36th Commissioner of Police in Ogun State, CP Abiodun Alamutu, as it bows out after 32 years of service. The governor celebrated Alamutu's commitment to service in his address at the pull-out parade held in his honor at the Arcade Ground, Governor's Office Secretariat, Okimoso, Abeokuta, represented by his deputy, Engineer Noimot Salakoyedele. Governor Abiodun praised Alamutu for his dedication to duty, saying he has demonstrated unrelenting commitment at maintaining law and order, ensuring safety of residents of the state, and safeguarding peace in communities.
CP Alamutu's contributions to the security and safety of our state and nation cannot be overstated. Our administration remains steadfast in implementing our Building Our Future Together agenda. We understand that security is not solely about equipment or technology. It requires collaboration among government, security agencies, and citizens. To this end, we will continue prioritizing the resources, funding, and infrastructure needed to sustain a secure environment.
That pull-out parade was not just about years served, but a life well lived in the service of others. It noted that Alamutu's legacies are filled with vision, humility, and dedication. And his efforts have not only strengthened security in Ogun State, but has left an indelible mark on the society.
All know Ogun State is recognized as one of the fastest growing economies in West Africa. This progress has been possible in part due to the security foundation laid by exemplary leaders like CP Alamutu, who used his office to ensure the safety of lives and property through collaboration and strategic partnerships.
Speaking, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetoku, represented by AIG Adegoke Fayoade, described CP Alamutu as a diligent, dedicated, gallant and hardworking officer who has served the nation meritoriously, saying he's an exceptional and dependable officer who has touched countless lives positively. Earlier in the remarks, the Alake and Paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Didotuare Mubadibo, and the Akaribo of Remoland, Oba Babatunde Ajayi, congratulated the outgoing commissioner for his retirement, saying the pull-out parade signifies a career full of dedication to duties, hard work, and outstanding performance. Earlier in his remarks, the outgoing commissioner said his service years have been a journey filled with challenges, triumph, and commitment towards ensuring peace and security. He commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Ogun State Governor Prince Abeokuta, for their commitment and support to the police, urging officers that are still in service to always uphold the value of integrity and dedication to duties. The government of Ogun State have been applauded and high premium placed on staff development and training. Some beneficiaries of training, workshops and seminars sponsored by the state government for staff of the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs said they are better and well equipped than before. Flora Deso brings us details in the report.
They keep getting better due to the investment of the government of Ogun State in their training and exposure. The Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs of Ogun State has gathered all beneficiaries of various trainings, workshops, and seminars to transmit the experience garnered at various workshops and trainings for evaluation, domestication, and sharing among their peers and contemporaries.
With what we have seen today, it shows clearly that when they are sent on trainings, they give due diligence, they attend promptly, and they participate fully in the training. And that shows clearly because they are able to share all the experiences they have garnered at those meetings and those trainings with the rest of us here.
The benefiting staff had been to Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, Toko Badagry, and some federal government organized workshops in Abuja through the sponsorship of the Ogun State government.
Continue to do good. You cannot satisfy everybody, there is no doubt, but in your conscience, know that you are trying. May God Almighty continue to be with all of us. May God continue to bless all of us.
Areas they have covered cut across all stratas of training, including accounting, administration, communication skill, speech and report writing, accountability, fraud detection and control, as well as psychology. They all gave good accounts of themselves.
There's nothing covered. If everything has a proper record, then there will be proper transparency.
How do we communicate? We communicate to share ideas, what we're doing now, to provide feedback, what we are doing now, to get information from others, what the seasoned instructors over there have given unto us, and to maintain power and influence.
Well over 20 staff of the ministry had concluded their training, while 5 others are still undergoing such training. The ministry has a policy which provides an opportunity for staff who had gone on training to share what he or she had learned for others to have a feel of such experience. Adefowora Adesanwo, Ogtv News.
The wife of Ogun State Governor Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun has pledged unwavering commitment to advocating policies and programs that protect the rights of women and girls, ensure access to justice for survivors of gender-based violence, and create an environment where violence is neither tolerated nor ignored. Mrs. Abiodun made this known during the walk held to commemorate the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence against women and girls across the state. Margaret Okulola reports that the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Oluda Isialemide, and the State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Adija Adele, assure that the Violence Against People Prohibition Law will continue to be used in terms for the prosecution and conviction of offenders across the state. She completes the report.
November 25 to December 10 every year is a defining moment globally as the world observes 16 days activism against gender-based violence, a campaign that aims to raise awareness and mobilize actions against all forms of gender-based violence. This year, the campaign is led by the wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun in Ogun State, in collaboration with the State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, headed by the Commissioner, Honorable Adija Adele.
Various women support groups and organizations, non-governmental organizations, women associations, women leaders and functionaries joined the walk, including members of Spouses of Ogun State Government Functionaries Association, SOSFA.
One of our goals is to support all states to end up with zero GBV. And we are very proud that this state, Ogun State, is very strong. It's very powerful. It's one of those states that stand out when it comes to commitment.
The walk kicked off from Underbridge in Kuto, Abeokuta, the state capital, through NNPC, down to the state secretariat in Okemoson, and was later terminated at the newly renovated and commissioned Ogun State House of Assembly complex, where the Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Oluda Isialemide, received the team.
Not that we will pass, we will give any law you bring to protect the women a speedy and accelerated passage. We will.
Ogun State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Adija Adele, rolled out achievements of the current administration at keeping gender-based violence to the barest minimum.
Now, long-term goal is to have SAC in at least in each of our federal constituency. Now we have 4, 1 per zone. Skill acquisition centers attached to this SAC in order to empower our women so that very soon they'll be able to stand SAC side by side with their male folk.
Wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, says the walk is not just a symbolic gesture, but a rallying cry for action against violence against women and girls.
The progress we have made thus far is encouraging, but the road ahead demands even greater effort. We must advocate for policies and programs that protect the rights of women and girls, ensure access to justice for survivors, and create an environment where violence is neither tolerated nor ignored.
With prompt enforcement of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law, VAP law, Ogun State remains one of the leading states at the forefront of eradicating gender-based violence, with the establishment of 4 sexual assault referral centers across the 4 zones in the state. The toll-free numbers include 080-0000-0555 and 080-0000-0666. Margaret Okunlola, Ogtv News.
A federal high court seated in Abeokuta, the state capital, has granted bail to human rights activist and lawyer Dele Farotimi in a cybercrime suit instituted against him by the Inspector General of Police. Farotimi was last week arraigned before a magistrate court in Abeokuta over the petition written against him by legal icon Are Afe Babalola San over alleged defamation in his book titled Nigeria and its criminal judicial system. The IGP, however, filed a first suit marked FHC ADCR 104/2024 against Farotimi before the Federal High Court over a 6-count charge bordering on cybercrime. During the hearing on Monday, the presiding judge, Justice Bab, disagreed with the prosecutor, Samson Osubu, who argued for the court not to grant bail to the defendant as moved by his counsel. Justice Babson's ruling granted the defendant a 50 million naira bail, in like sum with a surety resident in Ekiti. The court also ordered that the defendant must submit his international passport to the court and adjourned the case till January 29, 2025 for commencement of hearing. A Southeast caucus in the Senate has joined all the stakeholders in the polity to call for broader consultations on the tax reform bills currently pending consideration and possible passage by the National Assembly. Leader of the caucus, Senator Abaribe, made this known during a press briefing after a closed-door meeting with senators from the 5 southeastern states held in his office. Abaribe underpinned that the southeast senators are not opposed to the bills, but advocating for extensive consultations with their constituents and key stakeholders before a final decision is made in both chambers of the National Assembly. He further highlighted the need to engage with constituents across the 15 senatorial districts in the southeast zone, as well as state government and other critical. The tax reform bills under consideration include the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill 2024, the Joint Revenue Board of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024, and the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill 2024. These bills submitted to the National Assembly by President Bola Tinubu on October 2024, have sparked widespread debate across the country. While the presidency and the South-South caucus in the Senate have called for the bill's swift consideration, other groups such as the Nigerian Governors Forum, the Northern Senators Forum, and the Arewa Consultative Forum have echoed the Southeast caucus demand for wider consultations. Finally, in the news, the Edo Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal, which began sitting in Benin, is to hear 7 petitions challenging the victory of Governor Monday Apabolo in September 21 poll. The petitions were submitted by the People's Democratic Party and 6 other political parties. The other parties, according to the case cost list, The Accord Party, Action Alliance, Social Democratic Party, Allied People's Movement, Action Democratic Party, and Zenith Labour Party. In his inaugural address, Justice Wilfred Bochi, chairman of the three-member panel, canvassed for the cooperation of all parties in the case, particularly the legal representations. Bochi lauded the calmness in the courtroom, but raised concerns on the influx of party supporters into the premises. And as we wrap up the news this morning, here is a gentle reminder for you that any people that is tapped with books, especially the right type of books, will suffer intellectual malnutrition and stagnation. You can watch us live on Facebook at Ogtv, and Ogun State Television, YouTube at Ogtv Abeokuta, and on Ogtv website www.ogtv.com.ng/live for the latest news and report. Check us on those platforms: X at Ogun TV, Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download OGTV app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. Many thanks for staying tuned till the end of the news. Good morning and have a beautiful day.